The last thing that we need to talk about in section 15.2 is X inactivation in females, where one of the two X chromosomes that females has is randomly shut off. Only one X chromosome functions in the cells of females. Now I say only one, but the one that is shut off, there are a few genes on it that still operate, but for the most part the one X chromosome is completely shut off and becomes non-functional. The X chromosome that is shut off is called a Barr body, discovered by Murray Barr. Which chromosome that is shut off, which X chromosome, it's completely random. So in one cell it could be the left X chromosome, and the next cell it could be the right X chromosome. You can maybe think about which process that we talked about with DNA would cause an X chromosome to condense and become non-active. So think about that, because that's going to be a question coming up here in a moment. So here we see an example of X activation in females, looking at calico cats. We can look at the cat on the left and we can see a black and an orange pattern, and the cat on the right is solid in color and is gray. The cat on the left happens to be female, and the cat on the right is male. Now, the gene for hair color in these cats is found on the X chromosome. The cat on the left, as mentioned, was female, which is why we can see it has some brown hair and some black hair. This is the result of that gene being found on the X chromosome. So in these cells right here for the orange fur, the X chromosome containing the orange allele is activated, and the X chromosome containing the black allele is inactivated. And vice versa right here in the black hair. The black hair, the allele on the X chromosome is active, and the X chromosome with the orange allele is inactive. Because we see this coloration on this female cat, we know her genotype, at least in terms on her sex chromosomes. She would be X big A, X little a for the gene that plays with the fur color on the cat. The cat on the right, the male cat, however, he is only having one copy of the X chromosome, and this guy happens to be gray. So how does that happen? Well, keep in mind this cat over here happens to have white fur. This white fur is the result of a third gene, or a second gene I should say, that's found on the autosomes. Well, this cat has that as well. So this cat has the gene for white fur on the autosomes, and would have a copy of the X big A allele for black fur on his X chromosome. So when you mix that black allele with the alleles for the white fur, you would get the gray coloration that we see here. Males are only solid in color because they only have one X chromosome. So it would be a blend of the gray and the black and the white, or it would be a blend of the orange and the white, or depending on if this gene coded for something different on the autosomes, it would result in a different coloration for this cat, all black or all orange. So what would it take for a female cat to be solid in color? Well, she would have to be homozygous for black or homozygous for orange, whatever it happened to be. So 2 alleles for this, 2 alleles for that, the same allele on each of the X chromosomes. And if that were to happen for a female cat, she would be solid in color as well.